tell you something. The whole pussy belongs to us.
Zaga.
They call him Mr. Well Done.
Boozy, pretty thing and you bougie.
And some outrageous conversations.
You don't even have to go too far. I mean, even today, we have something called traditional healers within all our communities.
Is that like the new name for witch doctors?
No. That's what the white men made it.
You do know that the traditional healers can see us talking about them right now. Right now. In their big bowl of water.
The Morning Mix on Informanté Radio. The sound for a new age.
LifeSave guarantees the growth of an individual's savings over a period of time. With guaranteed 8.5% compound interest rates per year. Making your money work for you has never been this easy. SMS LifeSave to 31844. LifeSave, underwritten by Trusco Life.
The views and opinions expressed on the radio program by the guests, advertisers, news bulletins, call-in listeners or chatters are solely the views and opinions of the source who express them. They do not necessarily reflect the opinions and the views of Trusco Group International, the broadcast regulators in Namibia, or that of the Informanté radio station.
This is Informanté Radio, the sound for a new age.
I can't explain this feeling. You would understand the sum. You would understand the sum. If you no could understand the sum. If you no could understand the sum. I live it again, more sons the sum. I live it again, more sons the sum. I live it again, more sons the sum.
Yeah, it under is this style sako. Is a num turn a walk home simba. Baby, when I call on go me. Baby, when I will call on go me. Give me your juicy love. Give me your corner love. Give me your juicy love. Give me your corner love.
Stand the sum.
Give me your juicy love. Give me your corner love. Give me your juicy love. Give me your corner love.
Cause I know, and you know. You see the feelings never stop. We keep it all in love. Cause I know, and you know. You see the feelings never stop. I know, I know, I know, I know, I know. never stop. We keep it all in love, cause I know, and you know, you see the feelings never stop. We keep it all in love. I know, no, 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 stand by song, I know, no, I know.
Always loving local music on Informanté Radio. It's Chester the House Prince. This one is titled I Know. Good morning. Welcome to the Morning Mix. Lekker maandagochtend. Goedemorgen Maria. Goedemorgen Neville.
Good morning.
Ringa Ringa Rosie.
Ringa Ringa Rosie.
I was just thinking.
You young ones don't
I was just
know
thinking.
what to do.
I'm so happy you're wearing your floppy and I'm wearing my floppy because they think you and I are sharing a floppy.
Oh,
Yeah.
so both floppies are finally in.
Other floppies. Yeah. Both floppies are in studio.
Good morning, guys. How was the weekend? Neville, let's kom ons begin eers by die tennis. Coco's doing a biggie sports, but let's start at the tennis because I know you were busy with tennis this weekend.
Oh, it was a long, worn out weekend.
Is it?
Long worn out weekend. Yeah, another successful tournament hosted by Trusco again. I think the players, everybody out there, the spectators were quite, very thankful as to how we've organized this tournament again. A record number of entries that we had over the weekend, 94 juniors. But I'm telling you guys,
What did your daughter do?
she got a bronze medal but she played up. She's actually under 12, but she played an age group up, so she played under 14.
I hope you didn't take it badly. But
Yeah, but
Jesus, you are the sour grapes. when
nee,
your
ek
daughter-
weet. No. She
she really did well to be
she
playing
did
with
well. No,
under
thanks.
14s.
No, she did well, and I think also a whole temperament in the way that she was playing the game.
Yeah, it's getting
Even though
better.
she lost in the semi-final, her temperament was good. Was
That's
good
good.
enough. But I say again, with all the juniors throughout from under 10 to under 18, nobody can say they're gonna win today. It changes hands all the time.
Yeah.
So, which is good. So, no, once again, this is a lead up to the Masters coming at the end of the month, which also Trusco will be sponsoring. So, so congratulations to all the winners and the medal winners out there. It was
And all
really
the
successful.
participants. Yeah.
Yeah, the participants really. But hey, ons was moeg Saterdag aan.
I thought you were talking about. I thought when you asked him about tennis, I thought you were asking him about yesterday's game.
To come to that,
Yes, open. Yes.
wow,
Yeah.
what a game between Rafael Nadal and Djokovic.
It's always a
Djokovic.
classic,
Not
actually,
anticipated.
with those
Yeah.
two. Yeah.
But Nadal, clay court champion, he brushed Djokovic off the court.
Who was your money on?
My money, I wanted Nadal to win because he's a clay court specialist. But Djokovic is a tough customer on any court.
It's a
But
formidable opponent.
formidable opponent, and but he was completely out of sorts yesterday.
Yeah, no. Yeah,
Straight
but my
sets.
money was on Nadal. So
Yeah, but I also wouldn't bet against Nadal on clay.
Yeah.
I mean, I would bet. I would put my money on Nadal
Yeah.
on any surface because he's probably one of my
Yeah.
favorite
yeah,
tennis
me
players.
as well.
But
Yeah. I
And
had
he-
my
Yeah.
money on him. Yeah.
And he equaled the current Grand Slam record of Roger Federer. They both have 20 Grand Slam titles now. And on Formula
Bravo.
One,
What a career.
Yeah, and then there was also Formula One as
hey, Formula One, I think Hamilton also equaled the winning record of Michael Schumacher. 91 wins on the on the circuit. So
Hij is al meer
congratulations
gereden.
also there. No, of course, and he has done it with less races
Yes.
than
Yes.
Schumacher
And a younger age.
and at a younger age.
Yeah.
So he's gonna be.
It's going to be a definite star.
And there was also a very important golf match, I believe, at the country club yesterday. I saw Ronnie Canalelo take part in a golf match.
Kan Ronnie kan maar golf spelen?
Nee,
Kan
die
Ronnie
man
golf
staan
spelen?
daar.
Wie het voor Ronnie golf geleerd
Hey,
spelen?
en Alfie.
Does Ronnie play golf?
Nee, Ronnie staan kan maar daar met zijn stokken. Au,
Dit is
bokken.
stokken niet.
Bokken staan met stokken.
Golfstok.
Het is een
Ja.
club.
Klap. Hij als Afrikaans man. Stokken.
Spelen.
Kom maar, ik zie hier op Facebook. Je post, ja, it's on today.
Ik
Come
heb
on.
het gezien, ja.
Met
Kom
zijn
ik gaan
poster.
kijken.
So I have no idea how Ronnie, hoe je gespeeld.
What is your handicap?
Ronnie,
Zijn
Ronnie, what is your handicap?
Zijn handicap is...
Wat hij gezegd? Ik zie niks.
Is die panga waar hij in die broek draait. Dat is wat zijn
Oh,
handicap.
I thought you were gonna be there. You didn't go play golf
I
yesterday.
was protesting.
Oh, you were protesting.
By the way, there was also rugby this weekend, right?
Oh yeah. I was
Okay.
Saturday night was we came home from tennis. We were so tired, and I said I wanted to watch the All Blacks Australia game 5:00 the morning. And maar toen ek 'n bietjie
Get off your
verslap.
phone now.
Hy los vir Maria laat sy gaan met Ronnie dat hulle daar
No, he
bly.
looks like I mean, I don't know. he's wearing a glove. Not that that's a sign of
Maar die
professionalism.
man dra dan tekkies. It's not golf shoes he's wearing. I think I looked at his whole outfit yesterday.
What are golf shoes?
Yeah.
Golf shoes are
we have
those
spikes.
expensive ones, those
They've got-
spiky ones.
Yeah, they've got
But you're not running. Why do you need spikes?
Inakusho
for a
vra
grip
hierdie
when
mense
you're
wat
when you're
golf speel.
hitting the you're playing on the lawn on the grass.
Yes, I
It's
know.
for grip. It's for grip.
But you're not running. You're just
No, yeah, but
standing
you're
there.
swinging.
Okay.
So
Your
if
body
you swing,
movement.
okay, well, like I have these shoes on now, okay? What difference does these shoes make when I
Swing.
Makes a huge difference.
ergens?
Yeah.
I mean, Maria's the one who plays golf, so there's no point in any of us arguing with her here
But
in the studio.
his glove looks too clean for me. This is not the sign of a person that buy a
Okay,
golf
they
club.
started. They probably took the picture
Yeah.
before they started. Okay,
No, I mean usually if you use your
so stop knocking the guy. Okay?
No, for all I know, he's a better player than me. I don't know.
Ronnie, kom eens gaan ka.
Or he just started, which is also good. Like, I mean, more people should. It's becoming cheaper now. The membership is decreasing.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is reg.
It used to
Corona
be-
helps us
Yeah.
also.
Yeah. I think it's going down from. I think it used to be 15.7. Now it's going to 2 for next year.
Ah.
So it will allow more people to take up golf.
Yeah. Very quickly, All Blacks, Australia, 16 all draw. It was end-to-end stuff yesterday morning.
16 all. Oh,
Yeah, 16
okay.
all. Both had the opportunity to win the game in the last minutes because they played almost 9 minutes extra time. So they're going to be clashing again this coming weekend. So, yeah, obviously. It wasn't my team out there, really. The All Blacks didn't play the type of game that I was hoping they're going to be playing. But okay, Australia, new coach, both teams new coaches. Let's see what happens this coming weekend.
All right, and there was no league football this weekend. Still international break. UEFA Nations League. Just some of the results. There were not really any I don't know matches that stood out. But in any case, Netherlands drew against Bosnia and Herzegovina. 0-0. Italy also held to a 0-0 draw by Robert Lewandowski's Poland. Ay, Maria, please get off your phone.
I said it over here.
Guys, I'm going to confiscate your phones. This is not a yoga.
Okay, sorry. Please.
All right, England, Belgium 2-1 in favor of the Queen's men. Iceland 0, Denmark 3. Actually, there are not really any interesting results. France and Portugal was probably the one match that I would have wanted to watch. That also ended in a
Portugal.
0-0 draw.
France.
Portugal and France, yeah.
Yeah, I saw that last night.
Group 3. Erling Haaland's Norway beat Romania 4-0. And I think honestly, there weren't any results to call home about. Let's just do a quick COVID-19 update before we move on to some other things for this morning. Current caseload stands at total caseload 11,936 people who have been infected with the virus in the country to date. 128 of those have passed on. We've got 9,817 recoveries, leaving us with a total number of 1,991 active cases. It's starting to move up a little bit after we saw a steep decline in the number of active cases.
Yeah, we're happy for that. It keeps us very relaxed out there, maskless,
That is actually, yeah.
sanitizerless.
The sanitizer, especially the masks, are still, making an appearance here and there. But the sanitizers are.
No, bro.
Yeah, young on
I see England is going into a possible 6 months hard lockdown
Yeah, these people, it's just vibes.
because the numbers are spiking.
Yes, they're. And you know the.
I
Sorry, no, you're navigating. Ons kom because we know what your weekend was about.
The sexism is clear in
Okay,
the
sorry.
in the
No,
studio.
no, Maria. We know what your weekend entailed, and that's going to be a much longer and more intense conversation.
Oh,
That's
are
why
you
we
sharper?
let it be. Yes.
but there's
The
one thing.
entitlement in this studio.
Huh? We are going to ask my colleague. We are going to ask my colleague how his weekend was. They go, look, Kafravo. Who is it? Maybe I've got things to share.
But
Maybe I was flying.
Oh, Maria, you told you.
But before we get into the main topic of today,
Yeah.
I just really want to pay homage to a gentleman who really made my weekend.
Your role model.
That really showed my wife that I'm a better man than certain other men. I just want to thank him. And he came all the way from Zambia. Okay, I don't know if you guys saw the video of this guy who got married
Legend.
while his wife was at home.
Legend.
Legend. This guy told his wife, "Okay, honey, children,
3 of them.
yeah, all 3 of his kids, die man gaan, hy het 'n pak aan, mooi pak.
He said he's going to work out of town.
Yeah.
He's gonna go to work out of town. Die man gaan trou. And these noisy neighbors, nosy, not noisy.
Nosy, yes.
These nosy neighbors, and this is the thing of gossiping that I don't like. I'm very much against gossiping. They told his wife that he is on his way to go and get married to another woman. How wrong can that be? What the neighbors were doing.
Hoekom is dit hulle se
Yeah.
besigheid?
What is he besig?
Yeah.
Yeah. Is he besig?
Do they know where their husbands were at that time?
Donkey.
So, I saw one of the comments where he
Donkey.
said, "You women, why can't you just be happy for men? This man clearly loves this woman. Now you are coming there to disrupt the wedding. Did you think
Donkey.
about the other woman
Donkey.
when you were disrupting
Yes.
her wedding day?"
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
man. But that is brave, my guy. That is. I don't know what I can't picture myself trying something like that.
How do you? Okay. Block
But you don't have to go far.
that Wanda
I
Raman.
see. You don't have to go too far. Some years ago, in this very country of ours, one guy went to go shoot an engagement shoot while he left his wife in the north. I think it was in Rondu. He had a whole engagement shoot, getting married, or I said yes, or whatever, with those. A whole shoot with another woman while his wife. And
Is
he's a
at
young
home.
guy. He was my classmate. He was my classmate.
Taking pictures, everything.
Yes, that's why I said it. He took pictures. He had an engagement shoot with his mistress while his wife was, and they were like not even separated.
Maar like ek verstaan nie. Like this guy from Zambia. Like what is eintlik die plan daar? What were you gonna do? So you're gonna try and sustain 2 households without the 2 of them finding like how was he play? How are you planning to make something like that work?
What's the population of Zambia?
I have no idea.
I know
Zambia must
Botswana,
probably have a
but what is
population
the
of around
population
10
of
million.
Okay, Siri, what's the population of Zambia?
I'll tell you now.
Siri is not working.
Okay, so population of Zambia is 17 mil.
Yeah,
Almost 18 mil.
Thank you. It's possible.
It's not.
They can't find out about each other.
Yes.
17 million people.
Close to 18 because it's 17.8.
I thank you. Maria, ek is getroud met Maria. Ons bly in Windhoek. Ek het 'n ander vrou in wat is die plek in Swakop. There's 10 million people here in Windhoek.
But it
or
must
5
be in the
million.
same town because
Yes, 'cause that's-
the woman came with the child strapped in the back. It looks like
Yeah.
they net gastap.
Die man is dom.
No, like even who say if I know? Okay, fine. This weekend you went out of town for work. What about next weekend?
My question
What
is...
are you gonna tell the new wife?
No, my question is what were the relatives saying? These groomsmen, they must know that he's married. Kela, when I said you guys, you don't hold each other accountable. Is that good?
Yes, they've
Yeah?
said. When I say you guys are trash.
No, I need to say no. You don't. Yes, trash, but you guys don't hold each other accountable. How do you go agree to be a groomsman to your friend when you know he's got a wife and 3 children?
Yeah, they were bridesmaids also who are complicit in this whole thing.
If it's not me, it's gonna be somebody else. me refusing to be a groomsman is not gonna stop the
No,
wedding.
but I'm just saying at least be principled enough to say, my guy, this is not right.
Hey, like guy tells you, hey man, I spoke to the wife, she's fine.
We were sitting around the breakfast table yesterday morning with the boys, and we were discussing this thing about accountability of men, and once again debating this issue. And hey, we as men, we have a lot to answer. We have a lot to answer about. And then again, which obviously leads us to probably to our discussion for today.
Yeah.
And maybe, Maria, you must give us just an update of exactly.
Wait. Maria, how was your weekend?
Sorry. Sorry, Cubase. Sorry. Yeah.
I was protesting.
Come on, you. Tell us. I saw Neville. I saw you've seen Maria walk around the building, right? With her phone. Because she's always updating something on either Informante's Twitter or her Twitter. She's always busy on the socials.
Yeah.
So I see this video and it's chaos, man. People are being chased around. And then out of nowhere, Maria just walks by on the screen on her phone. I'm like, hey, Maria.
Opi video.
Opi video. She doesn't even realize she's in a video or anything like that.
No. That time I'd already taken the video. I'm sending it now.
Yeah.
Why were you not arrested? Because what you people are busy doing.
Yes,
eh?
yes.
First, let
illegal.
us tell us what actually did transpire.
Okay, this is what transpired. All right, we arrived at the demonstration was supposed to start at 9. We arrived at the demonstration, and then we found the organizers engaging with Deputy Commissioner Steenkamp, whether or not, because they said they had not been informed of the demonstration, and the leaders of the demonstration tried to explain that we've made it clear that we will protest every day for as long as we don't get answers. So today is no exception. No, should have alerted us. And then they spoke. I mean, I was there. I went to go stand there so I can also, give my 2 cents if I need to or whatever. And the protesters were like, look, we're demanding for the presence of the president. Just give us that. We're protesting. It's peaceful. We don't plan on getting unruly. Just give us that. And the deputy said they're going to deliberate. And so he left and he went to go discuss with his people. And by the way, that time there's more than 50 people already gathered.
Yeah.
He comes back. He gives us a green light. Sharp. Gaan vorentoe. But I think he said, I don't know if it was a Blaynet, Bezu Park, or what conditions he gave the green light.
There were conditions, I guess, yeah.
Fine. We do our we start, they start telling us what we're going to disrupt. They were disrupting the capitalist system, which is, they wanted to address corporates because the demand is that corporates should have policies, all corporates should have policies in place to protect survivors of sexual and gender-based violence. So in a workplace, for example, if you are harassed, there should be policies to allow you to, to be protected. So the kids, we start demonstrate on Vinyl because we're going to confront the corporates. But we're not going shop to shop. It was just to get the, the management so that we can
make
speak
enough
to them.
noise to
Yeah. By the time we get to Vernhill, we find the doors closed, heavily guarded, by the way. Securities are there. But anyway, at this point, the protest is non-violent. Not a single person had been injured by a protester, and not any single police officer, field force, no throwing guns. Nobody had a weapon. Okay. So we stayed in the parking lot. And then, I think we realized that we're not going to gain access. And since it's not forceful, it's not like we're trying to
force your way
force our way through. So we left and we're like, okay, let's go all together at KFC and then we're going to decide where
to go from there.
As we're coming out, we see special field force, reserve force guys coming out of their cars, like in riot gear. That's when that's when I was like,
Chip.
Here they're busy. So we go to KFC. They demonstrated. They were waiting, gathering there. And this is what I don't like. The Major General came to say that people went into KFC and went into the malls, like trying to create an idea of looters. Like protesters went into shops and disrupted, or they were looting. There was no looting. It was completely peaceful. Anyway, so once everybody met at KFC, we start walking. But I am now, because I know when the special field forces, you don't want to be in front of them. You want to by their side or behind them. Ultimately, that's what you do. You don't ever, especially with the peaceful protest, I'm not worried that the protesters are going to start throwing things at them where I'm at risk now. So I'm positioning myself by these guys because I know what's going to happen. Then they arrest Ndapi Oshali, a journalist. And that's just because she was also behind them trying to take images. And they were like, what are you doing here? She's like, no, I've got a media card. I'm media. And they didn't even allow her to take. She was just walking. And she's like, no. The guy started pushing. And she's like, why are you pushing me? Like, I can show you my media, but why are you pushing me? I'm here doing my job. And this guy, as she's walking, she's just like, no, talk. And he's the head, by the way. He seemed like, because he was giving all the commands. He comes and he tries to talk to her. And she's like, no, talk to your officer, because why is he pushing me? He doesn't need to be violent. The next thing, the guy just grabs her. And he takes her to the police van. So I'm, at this point, trying to negotiate her release. When I see they're giving the command, they're like, on 5. I was like, take my phone out, because now I'm getting ready. And then they just
started firing.
They just started firing
tear gas or rubber bullets?
No, tear gas at this point. The protesters all disperse. They go around. They go back on Independence. The police is there. Then there they start assaulting protesters. And then they came back to the zoo park. So, I mean, people dispersed. And then some met at the zoo park again. The police came at the zoo park again. And then they started arresting. So 26 people arrested. Several people assaulted. And then tear gas and rubber bullets. But I think for me it's worse because there was no need for it. That protest was peaceful. That protest, not the only thing it disrupted is like a protest. It disrupts traffic, for example.
Why must you people protest?
We're dying.
Why can't you just send an email or WhatsApp?
We're dying.
To Parliament or whatever.
We're dying.
To give your grievances.
And for me, it was like, it felt very, I was sitting at the protest waiting for it to start. And what was I busy on my phone? I was editing a story of a woman who was killed by her boyfriend, Tapi.
I saw that.
The mother of, So I'm busy editing a story of a woman that was killed by a boyfriend. They've got 2 children, slit her throat and stabbed her several times. And I'm at a protest condemning this stuff. It's like nothing. And then again, yesterday, a 19-year-old is raped and drugged and raped. Yes, and a 7-year-old. So it's like, yeah, and a 7-year-old as well, not 7 or 9-year-old. I think 7-year-old by somebody in the house as well. So it's like, this is why we're here. And what doesn't the police understand? What doesn't the state understand? I mean, the protests have, I think, very straightforward requests. There's nothing in there that can't be. I mean, what is the main thing that we're asking for is that they declare a state of emergency on the violence against women and children. That's the main thing we want. And I don't think it's difficult, because if you declare a state of emergency, that's when you put funds and resources towards tackling the issue. But you need to declare it as a state of emergency. So that's the main thing. And then obviously if they've got solutions for other ministries and on how to go and tackle about this. So it's not like unreasonable requests. In fact, it's a solution-based protest. It's like we're not saying find answers. I mean, the protest says, here are the answers, just implement them.
We've had, what was this day? Yesterday was what, day 4, 5 of protest?
Yesterday we didn't protest, but Saturday was day 3.
Okay.
Is there going to be protest today?
Yeah, well, when I was driving to work, I saw they cordoned off the whole zoo park. They had all the police vehicles already waiting there. And I'm talking about before, like already by 7:30. They had all the vehicles waiting there. So clearly they don't want anybody protesting. But my thing is like, do you know how many times we've written stories of women calling the police because there's been violence or the experience, and they're told, we can't attend to you because we don't have resources. We don't have a police vehicle right now. There's no police vehicle. I've written, as a journalist, before I became editor, I've written so many of those type of stories. But clearly, they have a lot of resources.
The vehicles are there.
The vehicles are there. And they're right now in Independence Avenue, instead of being deployed to actually do the work that they need to do. It's disgraceful.
Look, as far as the requests of the protesters, I mean, there has not really. I don't think. That's why I was trying to figure out how many days there were of protests, and still no response from leadership, no address, no nothing. It's like, so I don't know.
Everybody seems to be hiding.
Yeah, it's almost like they're trying to make the protesters or the youth who are of course the ones who are spearheading this protest. Yeah. They're trying to make them seem like unruly and unreasonable, basically, with whatever it is that they are demanding. So, and it's so disappointing, man. It's so disappointing.
It's very disappointing. And I mean, I know a lot of people complained like, yeah, but you guys interrupted traffic. And I was thinking, do you complain when SOPA was interrupting the because they also had a rally? Do you complain when the visiting delegates from other state countries come and visit here and traffic is interrupted? Do you complain when the president's motorcade has to go through the city or to other towns in the country and traffic is temporarily disrupted? Do you actually complain? Or when there's an accident and yes, again, traffic is disrupted, do you actually complain? Is that something to really complain about in the grand scheme of things, where people and women and children are dying? And then again, this other question, but was it really peaceful if you're trying to disrupt business? We didn't disrupt business. Our aim was not to stop. We know people have to make a living. Yes. We were not trying to disrupt business. We're trying to engage, right, stakeholders and saying, implement this. We know there is no protection for women in the workplace. Create policies, and don't ask me, are there policies? How do I know there are no policies? I know for a fact there are no policies in place to protect women in the workplace. You have a general HR. I'm not talking about specifically this company. I'm talking about corporates in general. Have a general HR. But if you look at our newspaper, how many times have we reported just harassment in the workplace and no justice for those people? There's clearly no clear policies to protect us. So whatever excuse you can try to give this, all that matters is that all you have to remember is this was a peaceful protest. And unless it has been violent, then you can come and try and justify the police's actions. But in the absence of that, there's nothing wrong with protesting your right to live. Your right to live. That's all that people are doing.
The police in this country has no idea how to deal with crowds. They just don't know how to deal with crowds.
There are videos. I took a video of a woman being shoved, and it was not necessary. Yes. You know what I mean? It's the attitude of the police. Unfortunately, is the attitude of most men in this country. This is the unfortunate part. No, really is.
Because most of the police are men.
Well, even the ones in riot, by the way, they were all men. I was looking for a woman so that I can... Because, and you know what was said for me? You know what I expected, I half expected? I don't know why. Maybe it's just the optimist in me. I was expecting for them to say, like, you know, you've seen this Black Lives Matter movement where the police are standing, they say, look, we're here because we need to do a job, but we stand with you.
Yeah.
We understand what you're doing.
If I wasn't on duty, I would be protesting with you.
And I half expected this guy to say, you know what, our women and children are really dying. So I'm here because I need to do this, but I stand with you guys. I understand your pain because your pain is my pain. I have female relatives as well, and I know that pain. So it's and the fact that then men use brutality to women were beaten for no reason. It's the most perplexing thing because it's what you're demonstrating against.
Yeah.
And then that's what you are met with. It's so perplexing to me.
Would love to know how the protest obviously went in other towns around our country. If there are people, on the stream that maybe can just give us an update of exactly
Walfish Bay
what
went
transpired. Well. Yeah, Walfish Bay.
We reported on.
Chivarongo
went well as well. Yes. Yeah. The North is gonna have theirs on Friday.
Keetmans and Luderitz were also supposed to be, I think, over the weekend or Friday.
Yeah. Angela Buchters, did you guys do anything? Because, I believe they said Luderitz was supposed to be on Saturday.
Yeah.
I think that's what they said on the stream. So how did it go? What was the turnout in Luderitz? So, it's I'm not too sure. I think I read something in line of the Prime Minister apologizing for arresting some of the youth over the weekend. I'm not too sure if it was...
It wasn't really, not really. It was saying the incident was regrettable, but the police... Please, guys, the police have to do their duty. It wasn't...
What is the police...
So their duty is to arrest innocent people?
That's what I'm saying. It wasn't a clear stance against it.
It's like, I'm sorry, but you brought it
up. We regret that this incident happened. It wasn't necessary.
You brought it upon yourself.
Basically, is what
Don't make me do this again, basically. I don't want to do this to you. Don't make me do it again.
And let me tell you, in Nigeria, they're busy protesting NSAS, the Nigerian police.
Yesterday.
Yes, exactly. Action. The president came on and said, we're going to address this because it can't allow. Today would be day 4 of protest, but this protest started on Thursday. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Today is Monday.
Day 5.
Day 5. Since the protest, although day 5, today. Once the president is still. That, if anything else, that is unacceptable. Not for a person that claims to support women and be against gender-based violence. To continuously be quiet on a burning issue. You have youths on the street every flippant day. You have the power to stop it.
But we saw already during the coronavirus, when we need somebody to lead, our president disappears.
Amper gesê.
I gaan raak net stil. Like this, I mean, when is the time to speak and address this issue? If not now.
Yes.
If not over the weekend, if not even the first day after the protest. Yes.
How long do you need to strategize?
Do your
speak?
Do your hooligan police need to shoot one of the youth before you actually decide to stand up and come say something?
It seems that's what they're waiting for.
Useless. Come on, lees my liver's comments. I'm going to start getting emotional again.
Yeah. You can imagine how I was feeling on that Saturday, watching this nonsense going on.
I need to breathe. Okay, you know, what? The one thing that really annoyed me, just shifting away from our useless government for a bit, we come to a lot of the people who were reacting to what was happening on social media. Look, since the beginning of the protest of Thursday, you're not going to say that the protesters, were 100% all the time. Yes, they may have made a mistake here and there in their approach. But now people are going on and ridiculing the entire movement because of whatever it is that they pick out that they had a problem with.
Like what? What though?
Even the music, for instance.
Oh, yeah, the WAP.
Yes, people were going on about the music.
What about the music? What?
It's like, yeah, why are you playing this kind of music
It's
at
a
a
pussy
protest?
about how I like to. It's Cardi B.
Yeah, it's okay. The song is it's the music that these kids listen to.
And
Whether
apart
they
from
like
all of
it or
that, I
not,
get
yeah.
it because they're talking about we want to be liberated.
Yes, yes.
Enjoying sex and being raped is not too different. People don't get raped because they enjoy sex.
Yes.
Let's make a distinction. So I get what they're trying to do. It's bodily autonomy and saying I have a right. I can self-expression. I can tell you how I like to be effed. You know, but that doesn't negate the fact that it's wrong for you to rape me.
Yeah.
So.
That doesn't mean you can take.
Yeah, exactly. And this youth, this generation, you're not going to tell them how to do things.
Yeah.
You're not going to come with your Swapo liberation songs and Dilimani.
Yeah, why are you not playing Dilimani?
Balangni.
Come on, gorilla.
So, but I hate I hate the fact that they try to deviate from the actual point.
Yeah.
But how can you guys have a poster that is saying yo Doreen Zioka? That was, by the way, from the previous demonstration.
The abortion demonstration.
Yeah.
From the abortion demonstration, the pro-choice demonstration. But in any way, what you're not going to do is come and police the tone, self-expression, the language, and music choice and dress code of the youth that are protesting.
Yeah.
You either join them or you shut up. You have those two choices. Join them or shut up. But what you're not going to do is my generation, our millennials, we failed ourselves. We didn't bring the change we needed to see. Your generation failed. We didn't bring the changes. This generation, these ones, the 20,000s, as we call them, the born frees, they are saying, not our generation. We're not going to carry this burden in our generation, and let the kids do what they need to do to liberate themselves. As long as they remain peaceful, let them do whatever they need to do to liberate themselves. We can't say much. We were told to be silent, to speak with respect. What did that get us? Nothing.
Censorship, Mos.
Censorship. I had a lot of respect for my elders growing up, but did it address any of the burning issues? It didn't.
Yeah.
But
It didn't.
in this case, I mean, I also agree with you, Maria, that look, there are certain things that you can sort of control, and then there are certain things that are always going to be out of our control.
Yeah.
But then also with the way some of the language is being used, like I don't have an issue with cussing in general, with vulgar language.
Yeah.
But then there's also sort of a line that you should toe carefully. Like, for instance, the Doreen poster. I would have had an issue with that. I don't have a problem with the word, but then the moment you're insulting the person you're trying to engage, you're creating a roadblock for yourself.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that was, first of all, just a clarity. That was from a pro-choice
Yes,
demonstration.
Understood.
And at that time, look, it's not pleasant language. I'm not here to control tone
Yeah,
and
yeah.
language, but I understood in the context. By the way, at this point, till today, our gender minister has failed us. That is just a fact. I don't know why she was given, why the president gave her to us again under that portfolio. Could have
So
given
was
us something.
there up until now not an engagement?
No,
in terms of
she makes rules for Christian women. Without
Okay.
In a secular state where not all women are Christian. All
Yeah.
the policies are, as a Christian woman I cannot. And then just some of the language is using like, but if we introduce abortion, how are we going to increase the population? What you're saying is women are just incubators.
Breeders.
We are just breeders. So her language is wrong. She compared a man's genitals to an AK-47 or some stuff.
Yeah, but it is an AK-47.
She said, if you don't want I think there was another thing about where she said, women, if instead of kill, just get another one or something like that. You know, like instead of killing or whatever, just get another woman or something like that. So it's like her messages have been so backward and and I mean, as a person, Meme Doreen Sioka, I've met her, wonderful woman. Nothing personal against her, but she's not suited for the job. Let's just accept that one and keep it moving because she is not.
The word is incompetent.
She's very incompetent.
Yes.
So, and it's sad for me to say this because I like the woman.
Yeah.
On a personal capacity, but it's the truth, and I'm not gonna go and sugarcoat the truth. Okay.
Yeah.
She's not capable. She's not competent. We need another minister that is a little bit more progressive, that understand gender issues and you cannot use them from a traditional point
Yeah.
of view. The world has moved on.
Yep. She and ambassador to Brazil must start a WhatsApp group.
Maybe they're already in one.
The deplorables. Yeah. Anyway, Comas Leah's comments. I haven't read any comments this morning. Thank you, Puxi. He sent me a picture of the protest in Luderitz over the weekend. So,
Okay.
yeah. It's good to see that the youth are mobilizing all around the country. Linda Lowe, if protests could only all learn to dance to Jerusalem, they will have a huge peaceful police force and public audience taking part.
Touche.
Dancing together.
You're very correct. Who doesn't like Jerusalem?
No, true.
Braji Gontep, the AMA 2000s are born already with an independent mindset. Ours was still programmed with apartheid
I agree
genetics.
with you. And we should be very careful not to try and silence that generation. They will not accept it. And I think that's the only reason I'm hopeful for the future. Because this AMA 2000s, they don't care, bruh. They even talk. I saw this one that came out of prison and they were interviewing, is it him? No, it was a him. No, it was a her. On Eagle FM. She was like, oh, in there, it was a vibe. It was a vibe. And they were like, yeah, you know that. Would you do this again? Like knowing that you could end up arrested. She was like, what time are we protesting tomorrow?
Yeah.
So these kids are energized. And they said it at the protest. Says, remember, we are young. We have the energy. And right now with COVID-19, we have the time as
We
well.
don't have to go to school.
We don't have to go to school. On that date. But I saw your son was also
Guys,
there.
read the comments, Jay.
Huh?
This is al aangaan.
Zeg ook,
I
you
didn't
sent
you
a
must
comment.
stay. You
Yeah,
must stay.
I just say yours. What was his poster?
Obviously, his sister,
Yeah.
my daughter, is a tennis player. And he had a poster that said, my sister still needs to go and win the US Open.
There we go.
Ons is moeg.
Yeah.
Moeg.
Yeah.
All right, please read the comment.
Peace,
yeah.
Maina, we don't have a president but a timekeeper and not caring for his people. Rautenen Imbili Timotheus. Luderitz represented very well. Turnout was amazing.
Cool.
Shut it down part 2
Yeah.
this coming Friday.
Shut it all down. That's the hashtag.
Saimaki Mahameno, who's useless ba? Kwetu.
Okay.
Ethel Koningsdochter, this is so sad and heavy on us as women. President is old, period. Alzheimer's on the rise, says Braji. Hage blue tick net for Alma. Blue tick.
You are an ageist.
Kalushi Kasi Flavor, we are expecting something from the office of the First Lady. We did not elect the First Lady, we elected the President.
Yes, and I don't like when people
Yeah.
try to come for the First Lady on these issues. Don't conflate issues. Actually, the First Lady has been she's been doing a great work in the
Yeah.
SGBV space. A lot of it. Whether it's Be Free with the Me Too movement, she has lots of programs. I don't actually know a First Lady that has done more work in the SGBV space than Monica Gengos. Not a single previous one. And I like the previous two. I'm saying in this space.
Yeah.
Nobody has done more work than Monica Gengos. So don't come for her. If you want, we elected the president. She was not on the ballot. He's the person that we need to account to.
Yeah. You remember the picture that you shared in the group of the girl in the face of the police officer?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. By the way, that's going to be an iconic picture for years to come.
Yeah.
In any case, one of my friends was saying, you see, the problem is we have too many aunts and uncles and nephews in the police force. You can't go there now. You are standing face to face with Uncle Shikongo. Come on, a Christmas dinner is going to be very awkward.
Hey. Hindi ko pa man. Maniyo ko pa. They'll even use it.
Oh man, Castro Paul, how can people rely on...
Only Shines understands the language. That's why he's laughing. You guys don't understand what I just said. It's very vulgar.
You are so vulgar on the show.
No, it's like Oshibaba, but like, it's an ugly word.
Strong.
But, yeah, it's very strong. Yeah.
How can people rely on police when some police officers protect their friends and colleagues that get reported? I've seen male and even female officers turn away GBV victims at police stations.
Yes.
There's nothing I detest more than guys that feel powerful when abusing children and women. They is net muchos.
Smokos.
That's even an insult to muchos, calling these guys muchos. They are not. Yes.
Exactly.
Montana, Hangula, our president is quiet, so foolish. Braji, Neville, los die bochters uit asseblief.
Ek het net gevra.
Dis my skoonmense. Ou Braji, ons is saam. Ja. Die bocht was daar, peaceful, about 50 people. It was on Saturday as well.
Good, man. Good.
It's good. I think there's going to be something else happening during the week as well. Omaruru went well as well. Arandas was yesterday. Swakopmund was Friday. It also was great. Basons no iso. Lena Munyela, we have seen the special field force working. A woman is reported missing from coastal towns and did not reach her destination. With the same energy used to arrest the young protesters, they must find the missing woman as soon as possible. So, yeah.
There's another woman missing?
Yes, in Walfish Bay, we reported on
Oh, yeah,
it,
I think I saw that.
She was supposed to travel to Ochivarongo and never reached her destination, and nobody knows where she is. So, I mean, when stories like this come up, you sincerely just pray for the best. You hope she pops up alive.
She pops
That's
up alive.
all. Just you hope she's alive and that she's okay. But you know, you get scared because we know how most of those missing people how they end up.
Yeah.
You know, so yeah, strength to her family, and like we're gonna keep her in our prayers, and hopefully she comes home or she's found. You know.
Braji Gonteb is saying not everyone has easy access to internet to raise their concerns, since data becomes an issue as well. Unity becomes one single strength. I fully support the protesters.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, that's great.
Yes, I stand behind them, even when I am not in agreement with some of the elements of the protest. I still support the entire movement.
And that's fine,
Unconditionally, by the way. Roviera, what was the reason for them to go to Burnhill? That was not peaceful even after the security stopped them from entering.
What was not peaceful? I was there. You can ask me. What was not peaceful?
I saw the video. Somebody posted a video where the security tried to stop them from entering the mall. And I just saw this video of protesters say, "Ons is moeg, ons is moeg."
I have a video of it as well. Nobody went inside, and the idea was not. So there was nothing. Please, when I say peaceful, I mean there was no violence, and it would have been easy if it was a violent protest, because they had, I think, 4 security guards. You can see them, and the manager, who is the one that they wanted to speak to, by the way, and the manager standing there, and then other security guards inside, and then the people that are doing the shopping, they also had their videos out, and those guys didn't even. Those security guards, they were not scared because the kids were just holding their posters in front of them. Nobody touched them or tried to get physical with them. It wasn't that. It was made, like I said, at the beginning of the demonstration, it was made very, very clear that it's a peaceful demonstration. We're demonstrating against violence because we're tired of violence. That's why nobody's trying to be violent. We are tired of violence. So nobody is trying to be violent. Now, try and use other words, but was it a peaceful protest? Because when protesting in itself is to disrupt. So the protest is disruptive. That we can give you. That's why we're at the mall. That's why we're disrupting traffic. Any protest is there to disrupt a system. So you can complain about the protest being disruptive, which is a weird complaint for me because protest is supposed to be disruptive. But make sure not to use the word violence, because it was not violent. And that's where I have an issue with people that are trying to change the narrative. At least stick to the truth. The protest was not violent. It was disruptive. And that's okay. You can't have a protest that is not disruptive. You cannot. What's the point of protesting?
That's most the whole idea of trying to keep the protesters in one spot. So you guys can stand here
in the sun
and scream until you are tired and go home. And then everything else goes on as usual.
Yeah, that is not a protest. You say, you tell the police we're going to demonstrate here, and then you disrupt and you change your route. That is a protest. You are disrupting, catching them off guard. That is disruptive. It's fine.
I say again, you know what? I'm very much proud of what I see, what the youth is trying to do. And not just trying to do, to actually, they're doing this. And yes, again, it gives me remnants of exactly how it was for us in 88, 89. And I think the youth need to be a little bit more forceful.
No,
even
but-
more forceful.
Yeah, but we're discouraging that. Yeah, we're discouraging that, and we really are discouraging the youth from fighting back. Stones using
No. What
fire with fire.
Yeah, what I'm saying forceful is
More
not to fight fire
yeah,
with
yeah,
fire.
more disruptive.
Yeah, just be more disruptive, because
Resolute.
Be resolute in what you guys are doing. Okay, as long as it's peaceful.
Yeah,
But hold the line. Hold the line. We are
my dear,
We
it's
are here
difficult
for
to
purpose.
hold a line as they tear gas kom.
luister, en dit is wat julle moet leer.
Just wear your corona masks.
Ja, wear
No,
your-
that is your eyes. That's not getting your. I got home, my eyes were red, and I wasn't even in the firing line.
No,
People had
Okay, and corona glasses also.
yeah.
Yeah.
And people had milk. You know that there were people with milk in their back, because that's supposed to help with tear gas, and the police
Yeah.
removed that milk.
Julle sal regkom. We'll
Ja, maar
take your
hulle-
milk away.
Maar hierdie kinders, hulle sal vandag protes weer.
I
Mark my
think
words.
whatever it is that they are doing, because a lot of these young guys, even my son who was there,
Yeah.
it's the first time that he's ever been in a protest.
Yeah.
Okay,
It's a good place to
you
start.
guys will learn how to protest every day.
Yeah.
Whether it's to take that tear gas canister and just throw
Somebody
it away
did
to the
that before,
police
yeah.
or whatever. Whatever it is that you're going to be doing, I'm not saying become violent or whatever, but this is a cause and you guys need to hold the line here.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay? And we are not advocating for violence here, but there's an issue at hand here publicly, socially in our country that needs to be addressed.
Yeah.
And handing over petitions and speaking to this minister and that who will form a committee and what. Really,
Let's move for committees.
if we're very honest with ourselves out here, and if there are even people watching the stream who don't agree, with the protest, please tell us why you don't agree with the protest, so that we have an understanding where you come from.
Yeah.
What do you think the youth is supposed to do? And it's one of the discussions that we also had yesterday. We don't want any of our youths who stand back while the others are doing this.
Yeah.
Okay,
As-
this is a national issue, and we would really want the youth to
Yeah.
be in solidarity with what is happening at the moment. Not just the youth, all of us.
Yeah, I don't know what the question was, but Nankolo Awala says, Maria still didn't answer the question. Why leave the abusive boyfriend and husband's home and going to Wernhill? I'm not sure what the question is.
Wait, okay, let's maybe skim through the comments. We're gonna,
Yeah.
because I
Yes,
see
don't-
even Raw replied to that same comment.
I don't
I'm
know.
sure when we
I
get
really
to the
don't
top,
know
we're
what
gonna
you're
figure it
Yeah.
out.
talking about. Yeah.
Tena Namba, MMC, the protest was cancelled here in Keetmanshoop. Die mense was liewer besig om die party rallies toe te gaan.
Sien jy nou daar?
And they didn't arrest, by the way. They said they were arresting people because we gathered in more than 50, but at the Sopo, the people gathered in more than 50, and I didn't see a single person getting arrested there. So, I mean, priorities. But
Hello,
this is-
the party structures must continue. What is wrong with you people? SS, man.
Guys,
Viva.
and this is
Yeah.
to fellow Namibians as well. Put yourself in the victim's shoes. Imagine it happens to your peer, your daughter. Shut It Down movement should not just be from a youth point of view, but every single Namibian.
True.
Ek is moeg, my buurmense is moeg, Jay is moeg, almal is moeg. My moeg is moeg.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Avosia saying, Maria, when we started our march in such a good spirit and we were represented by all races, but towards the end, they started not even listening to the organizers of the march. It defeated the purpose.
Yeah, that's also what happened. I mean,
Yeah.
it's what it is.
Yeah.
I see somebody try to respond. Damon Chendero says, Mr. Awala, it's not so easy for people to walk away from abusive partners. The abuser can threaten to find you and kill you and your family. Also, I think the question was, why do women stay? Is that the question?
Yeah, it's probably
and,
that.
And just by the way, 60% of women get killed leaving the abusive relationship. 60% of women get killed leaving an abusive relationship. So you answer that for yourself. Let's continue.
Basons, so Damon Chandra, people are protesting due to frustration and to get the president's attention since it seems he's asleep or something. The people that are against protesting should tell us what they think will work instead of sitting at home eating
Yeah.
chips and complaining about the
Yes,
protesting.
right? That is the other thing I noticed. Everybody wants to criticize and not actually have You want to tell the youth how to engage, but we fail to engage. Like I said, my generation, the dialogues that we're suggesting didn't work during my time. The respect that they're saying youth should give didn't work during my time. The non-protesting that they're suggesting didn't work during my time. So all these points you guys have, all of a sudden everybody has solutions, right? What solutions? Give us new solutions that haven't been tried. Because if you're going to tell me dialogue, and if you're going to tell me respect, I can tell you dialogue and protesting or being respectful didn't get us anywhere. Even the liberation of this country was not achieved by people being respectful and timid and having dialogue. No, they protested and then they did what they needed to do. They took up arms. I'm now not saying the youth should take up arms, but I'm just trying to tell you that to liberate, to change a system, you don't talk to your oppressors in a jammer manier. It never works.
No, it will never work.
And it will. There's nowhere in the world it has actually worked. So let's stop there. This is respectability politics that people are trying. And I don't think the youth needs that. They need your support. Or like I said, if you're not going to stand with them, stand down. My blaster. But you have no solutions. I can tell you for a fact.
We commend a country like Belarus at this moment in time, where people go out in their thousands protesting the election results that happened about, I think, a month or two ago.
And a journalist was killed, I think.
And then there's daily violence against protesters in a country like Belarus. And you know what? We sit back and we say, yes,
but didn't
we commend
Prime
protesters.
Minister step down?
I haven't followed the news in the last couple of days. But again, I say, we had this situation in 88, 89. I remember where we had this meeting at David Besaidnout in 88, 89, where the parents got up in meetings and they were scolding us. Hierdie kinders is onbeskof, hulle het nie maniere nie, hulle moet by die huis bly, etc., etc. That was 88, 89. To be silent won't help us. It will not get us anywhere.
You do nothing changes.
Nothing changes. So,
Praji Gontep, the president, is still busy updating his COVID-19 response agenda for his final speech. And of course, the last 14 days, which has already expired.
No, Bossy, I didn't say civil war is the next level. I was giving an example of how protesting has been effective. So, like I said, nobody wants to take up arms because this is a non-violent protest and it will remain non-violent. The idea is for it to remain non-violent. So nobody's going to take up arms. But I don't know what. I just hope our leaders listen. I don't know. I don't know what the solution is. If I had it, I would have implemented it. But I don't have the solutions. I really don't.
Okay. Andrew Jr. and the Shipanda Ushini, I'm very proud of my Namibian men for standing up for our women and supporting them. We can do it internationally, watching all the way from Witbank, Mpumalanga.
Thank you.
Very true, maar moes Doreen nou gevloek was, replying to something. Castro Paul, guys, don't get me wrong, but I think one of the reasons why our leadership is quiet is because they are old. They come from a generation where GBV was accepted as the norm. You'd be surprised how many old or elderly women will tell you stories of sexual and physical abuse back in the day. Like it was just something normal, right?
Even in the liberation struggles.
The silence from our leaders is still very wrong and counterproductive. I think we also really do need way more young blood in government. The elderly must retire.
Speaking of young blood, did you guys see that girl from the LPM in Parliament? The youth?
Ne?
The girl that spoke up.
Ne?
I'll show you the
that was
video.
last week, ne?
Yes.
Yes, I remember.
The speaker was trying to get her to sit. She was like,
Shut
no.
down everybody.
Yeah, she's like, you're going to listen to me. It's my time. Why are you telling me to sit? It's my floor.
Yeah.
She was like, you, in fact, as a mother, you should be encouraging me, not discouraging me from speaking.
Was it the deputy speaker?
Yeah, it was the
to shut
deputy,
it down?
yes. She's just saying, we're here in Parliament with air conditioning. This is not what we should be. We should be out there supporting the youth. You know, but very, very well spoken. She made her point, but that was, I think,
her name.
Yeah, but this is she's a Herero. Sorry, like Herero names are harder for me. But even Emma Theophilus spoke up on it on social media. Like, I support and I stand with the youth.
Yeah.
The only one that seems to be a bit is our youth advisor.
Joshua Hadula is saying Omusati residents should start protesting too. That region has the highest GBV cases. Okay, I'm not sure about the statistics. If you say so, J. Valerie Shido, do we still have a president? It's actually a good question.
Hey.
It's actually a good
Praat
question.
met jou
Los
praat.
for Agaba. Yeah.
Was he at the party rallies this weekend?
Agaba will come out
I
smoking.
don't even know. I
Los
don't know.
Toby.
It's a miskien is it in quarantine away.
Then you should tell the
Angela
nation.
Valonsi saying me. Because we haven't seen
Yeah,
him. Why
Mrs.
haven't we seen Mr.
Mongo.
President
Thank you,
in such a
Richard.
long time?
Mongo, her name is Mongo, yeah. Thanks so much.
Neville Jade Insider Info.
Ek het die inside info nie.
Is the man by, where are we quarantining people in Windhoek anyway?
What are you hiding? What will it take for him to say, I hear you?
Yeah.
What will it take?
Agaba will come out smoking.
Or even just,
Maar maybe net, wacht net bietjie. Ja. Sal kom.
Alfredo has not finished the speech. Madonna Gold.
Utara Motu. Okay, thank you very much. There is her name.
If anything, we should all be proud of them as a nation. They are
Yeah.
simply exercising their rights.
No.
Yeah. Felicity Gontes Lutheritz, the First Lady is doing a great job. You still believe she is the minister instead of Doreen.
Hey.
Miskien moet president net so gemaak het.
Sorry, Leslie. I was just reading the comments, but yeah, it's apparently it's not Mongo. I mean, it's Mongo. It's not Mongo. It's Utara Motu. Sorry, somebody said Mongo. I was just reading it, but yes, you're very correct. That's a girl. I'll show you the video afterwards.
Yeah.
You fiery woman. Love to see it.
Okay, kom ons beweeg bietjie af hierso. Let me see. Puxi, Maria, we don't need to have solutions or answers. We need the people who we voted into power to have or come up with the solutions and implement them. Of ons vote hulle uit, ons is moeg. Protest is the language of the unheard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree that in a perfect state, the state would have the solutions, but they don't. So this is why this protest is so nice, because they actually have the answers for the state. They now just need the state to implement them.
Yeah, I think what is cool, and it's true what you say. With these protests, you can clearly see that they do come with
Solutions.
these are the solutions. Can you implement this? Can you take a look at this? But then again, it just seems to be falling on deaf ears
It is
all the
sadly.
time.
Yeah, and I mean, the First Lady has come forward I saw on her social media where she said she also read the solutions and she doesn't think they are unreasonable.
Yeah.
She actually said they're very reasonable
Yeah.
suggestions.
It's a good foundation
It's
to start building
It's a
on.
real good foundation. I mean, these kids really thought about it. But again, if you look at the leaders, these are leaders of that protest are kids and youth that have been doing work in the SGBV. So they're very well equipped, you know. You look at a person like Bertha Tobias. I mean, she's a fireball, but she's been on the Be Free movement. So she's been working with SGBV victims, and they've been so they understand. And then again, I said as well, the other guy that I'm on, the Me Too, also he's been working with. So I mean, these are people that have experience in that space, and they came up with really great solutions. Now it's just for the youth to swallow their pride, because the youth are giving them those suggestions and say it's okay to learn from the young.
Yeah.
They're the ones that are now experiencing this violence more than anybody. So it's okay to take solutions. I don't know. I think it's a pride issue. It can only be, or it's an ego issue. Why can't you take good solutions and implement them? Jealous ouderdom, wat is die probleem? Never.
Ons sal regkom. Some of us are still stuck in a time warp, unfortunately.
After I left that protest, I was
Yeah.
very angry with old people for a very long time. It took me at least 20 minutes to recuperate. It was baie kwaad.
A lot of people still expressing their shock at the silence of the president on this one.
Understandable, we're all shocked.
Tena Nambwa, niemand het jou geblok. Hy sê, ons is moeg vir dialoog goed. Laat hy wat die president is uitkom en vir ons antwoorde gee. Anyway, waar the heck is the president? Is hy nog in die landhoeka? Shut down or step down, Hage, asseblief. The president's silence is deafening. I would like to see Emma participating in parliament. Maybe I missed the day, but I haven't seen her yet speak up in parliament. Okay, so that one. Roviera is saying, I don't think it is leadership. It is because leadership is old, right? Problem is just like we, the youth, do not have a solution to this problem. The leaders themselves have no clue how to solve what is happening as well. If you check nicely, 90% of the time there is a body but no suspect. Bringing things like death penalties will end up in killing innocent male and female. Finding a sense-full solution is what needs to happen.
Who made that comment?
Rovera.
I suggest you go read the petition. There are actually solutions, tangible ones, and nobody, and even in that petition, nobody calls for the death penalty. So go read. I really implore you to go read that petition and actually see point for point what they're saying, and it's real solutions. It's not that the youth doesn't have solutions. The youth has the solutions. They just, like I said, need to be implemented.
I believe there was also a statement from Meme Netumbo Nandi Ndaitwa that because obviously I think through all these campaigns, the issue of the death penalty always comes up. And then, yes, again, then she reiterated again that, you know, the death penalty is not a solution for the crimes that's happening in the country.
Believe it or not, the protesters that were there, they also don't think the death penalty is the solution. They don't want that. That's why they, like I said, one of the solutions they're talking about, convictions. The convictions is even to separate serious crime, like serious crimes from the other guys, that so that you can see who you can help, you know, so that there's a reform program for offenders, not even
minor offenses,
for minor offenses, so that there is, that you can reform them and bring them back into society as upstanding members. So these are not people that want everybody killed. They don't want anybody to die. They don't want the violence. Please get that in your head. So nobody can, you can't be against violence and then call for the death penalty. So,
well, I'm all for the death penalty. Let me just make it out clear. If they implement the death penalty today, if there's a referendum on the death penalty, I'll be the first to say, bring it back. So waar? No.
Just go get
a man who kills a child. He kills a child, you know, with impunity. You make sure whatever it is that you are doing, for me, there's just no excuse for something like that.
But most of them kill themselves anyway.
Yeah, then
they
kill
commit
yourself.
Those crimes. And like
Take
that one that
yourself
stabbed his girlfriend,
or whatever.
That cut his girlfriend's throat. He went to go kill himself.
You cut your girlfriend's throat. You probably kill the child, the child that's also there.
Idiot.
You get arrested. Somebody like that can be rehabilitated.
Now, why don't you also just slit your own throat? I don't understand. They want to slit throats and then they take an easier way to kill themselves by hanging. Imagine.
I get the respect for something.
Maybe that's what we can use the Henties by gallows for.
Yeah. And you people want to burn down. You want to burn down the Henties by Galgto. Nonsense.
Miriam Mamsi, maybe the president is also part of the problem. What if he is also one of those who panel beats the first lady? Then obviously he'll be uncomfortable to tackle the issue.
No, guys, let's not go down.
I doubt that. I don't see the first lady wearing sunglasses too often.
No, also you guys don't know Monica. So.
And if you know Monica, she's probably the one doing the panel beating.
Guys, order in this studio.
Okay. Let's keep it moving. Jan J. But guys, is state of emergency even a valid demand?
Yes.
Yes, very valid. Because then you have to use the state resources. When you declare something, you make funds available.
We need to
tackle.
solve this. Yes.
Exactly.
So we need funds made available towards the SGBV so that we can tackle them. That means implementing projects. That means training officers. That means, and like I said, you wouldn't ask this question if you actually read the petition. The petition makes it clear why it needs to be declared a state of emergency. Guys, just do yourself a service. Go read the petition, please. It's not difficult to get hold of it.
Okay. Bradley Kuvisep, I am late-ish, but always good to hear your fine voices and intelligent sentiments. Keep up, amen. So thank you. I, for one, says Roviera, just think they should bring back the paraparas. Right? They kept everyone in line. If you saw that van coming around the corner, you knew you had to dodge and stop in your room only. But listen, this was the paraparas who were being unruly on the streets on Saturday. So.
Yeah, I have no words for the parapara right now. They should be there in the streets protecting women. Now what are they doing? They're committing violence against women. So they arrested 16-year-olds. Sis.
I saw the video on the news the other night
for doing that.
Okay, also arrest this one. Yeah. Take this one also away.
Yeah.
And that one also.
and apparently they were very targeted in who they were. There were some standout figures in the protest that obviously are there every day and that, at the forefront of it. And they targeted specific people. Some managed to get away, but they were targeting people as well.
Yeah. Franz Fischer. Come on, Franz Fischer.
Franz
It's because I saw Fishrod in the comment. Yeah. Anyway, Frans van Wyk, Fishrod had an effect on SWAPO in the last election. This protest will have an effect on SWAPO in the upcoming election. Fabianus Fabian Beckley. Ooh. All right. I know how many police officers were at the demonstration. Were they less than 50?
They're talking about social distancing, then they throw all these youth in the same van without social distance. Then too, we're like, so even the reporters were like, but what happened for the social distancing?
Somebody mentioned, when we're having this conversation, somebody mentioned to me, it looks like an intimidation tactic.
No, it is an intimidation.
Yeah.
It's like, so you guys will be less inclined to want to protest or to want to go out on the streets again because they're just picking up people and beating people up.
I just told you they cordoned off.
Yes.
Already, it must have started at 7 already.
Yeah.
Cordoned off the whole zoo park. And they have already officers
Police
deployed there.
Yeah.
This is, guys, this is all intimidation. There's nothing more I can say.
They use these tactics as a repellent to make sure that they instill enough fear so that you won't even dare go into the protest.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because it happened, and I keep on referring to our time also, just so that they can be a reference.
Where do you think they learned it from?
My broer.
Funny Burra.
Because in 89, the protests were so many across the country that they implemented a law that says if we catch you protesting, jaartronkstraf.
But you guys still protested.
We still protested.
Just hope you don't get caught.
That's whatever. Ons sal tronk toe gaan.
I can get straf just for walking on the street.
Whatever.
I was ready to be arrested. So I was just like, if I get arrested, at least I have a story for my kids.
Yeah. Your mother was arrested.
Your mother was arrested protesting for your rights.
This is what I told my sons yesterday morning. Guys, go and get arrested.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's a daddy no. Gaat daddy bail betaal.
She's all said.
Just go. Get arrested. That's exactly no bail te betaal.
And apparently I was reading also on social media, even the arrest themselves, like it was a human rights violation there because when they arrested them in town and took them to the central prison, whatever.
Yeah.
And that's not even in the jurisdiction of which they were arrested. They should have taken them to this headquarters.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's the first thing. Secondly, not allowing their lawyers for up to 5 hours not to speak to their clients. You can't. I mean, the minute you're arrested, you have the right to legal representation immediately. The police cannot deny you that.
Yeah.
So they were like already fundamentals. And this is what Norman Shombe and all the other lawyers that showed up are saying. Like, you guys fundamentally, you broke code.
You messed up.
Yeah.
It's intimidation. They didn't care about the law. They just cared about, appearing this powerful force that is going to shut down any protest, any unruliness, or whatever it is that they are seeing when they see the kids in the streets. Roviera Neville Basson, yes, bring back the death penalty, but who do you kill if there is no suspect? Like I said, you are going to kill innocent people.
Yeah.
No. I mean, you have to be proven guilty before you get to the death penalty. It does. I mean, even in countries in
that's still implemented.
Yes.
You need to be
people wait for like up to 2 years before they actually get the execution.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You have about, I believe in Zimbabwe, you have about roughly 65 prisoners who are on death row at this moment. But there hasn't been any executions in Zimbabwe, I think, in the last 6 years.
Yeah.
That's what they say.
Death row.
That's why they don't take them to death row. If they want to execute you, they will just call the police to come get you and go kill you somewhere else. That's what's happening in Zimbabwe.
And then tell us he was being unruly. Sebi Uyana Kapitako, yep, I'm with Neville too. Bring back the death penalty. Vosia Alana Greenwood Nava says, I hate that opposition parties are blaming the ruling party for rape and murders, but they are also sitting in parliament. Maybe you can explain their position because I can't see their reasoning.
Political chip points, unfortunately, and I hate that people always trying to politicize issues. And I mean, even Venani, the youth called him out when you were saying, "Oh, we condemn." They were like, "Keep quiet. We don't want condemnation. Let's move for condemnation." See, what are you doing? What are you doing about it? So people
Action.
obviously going to try, and I mean, we know elections is around the corner. So people are going to try and use protests like this to try and score political chip points. And I like so far that the movement is saying, look, if you want to stand with us, come stand with us, but stand with us because you stand against SGBV. Not because you're trying to, because don't come with your political colors. They're not allowed. Nobody's a protest allowed to come with SWAPO or PDM or LPM or AR.
I think that's
you
that's
go
a
in
good
all
move.
black. Yeah. They're trying to keep the politics away from it. And I like that.
All right, estimate the whole government needs recycling because old and tired is not an excuse, all right? There are so many laws there that need to change. Asino, the way Maria says, Oda though. Oda.
Oda.
Na tangwe ipinge shikongo. This serious problem that contributes to GBV is alcohol. Last week, a guy in Umthia murdered his wife after they came from the cooker shop late at night, and this was done in front of their kids. Imagine the trauma and psychological damage to those kids. Seriously, alcohol abuse is a major contributor to GBV.
No one can, unfortunately, I can't even dispute that, even if I try to put up the best argument. But you're very correct in saying that alcohol does play a big role in GBV. It's not the only role, but it plays a massive role, and we perhaps have to look at that.
Yeah, alcohol gives even muhus the courage. Tuti Stanley, during the lockdown, the NDF or the Kalahari was on the streets. Suddenly, they are not there to protect us, but stand against us. MXM, for what are they getting paid for? Because I think sometimes our police force forgets who their responsibility is, or maybe they just do not understand who their responsibility is to. That's what I wanted to say. We fought for this country, says Regine Kathy Mushimba. Who's we? Neville Hutamos. That was their speech.
We fought for the country.
Bradley Kuvisep spent about 2 hours last night debating the fact that I was for the protest here in Swakop, but my fellow Christian friend objected, saying we should only pray. So specifically to fellow Christians, you do not have to just pray. Right? When you see a movement standing up for what is right, then you ought to stand up and join and not just sit and pray. Prayer is good, but faith without complementing work is as good as zero. You can pray, but afterwards get up and join a group that is for righteousness, peace, and justice.
Yeah, let's also not forget the SGBV that happens in churches, which is the home of prayers.
Yes.
So, I mean, if praying is the solution, then you would think the church would be clean. But
can't use religion again to silence people.
No, you really can't. And like I said, even pastors in this country have been implicated of impregnating their daughters, raping their children, raping congregants. So it's not the go-to place for that.
Okay, Skonyaks Gapes. I hope up. Skonyaks. What a name. Thanks, guys. Honestly, I enjoy watching you guys. As no open level, but Biki and the Yara Khan Mar. Hold on, guys. GBV is a very serious issue. It must be declared a state of emergency. God bless them. Maybe. And I think also...
Who's that?
Skonyaks.
Well said, Skonyaks.
Yeah.
Even the part about Neville.
Yeah, declaring a state of emergency, it draws the whole country's attention towards it. That is the one problem that we need to focus on and that we need to fix.
Yes.
As ASAP like Rocky. Kanjele Sovi protests have already started at the court as we speak.
Like now?
This should be here in the capital, yes.
Wow, okay.
Estomich, Neville, what was those 1989 protests for? Tura was rough at times, army truck, and there was a time people should be at home at a certain time. Curfew. Actually, I even remember I saw somebody yesterday after the pictures were being shared on social media. It's like, we must just bring curfew back. Women are not safe. Women
Twitter.
must be at home by 8 o'clock. I'm like,
I responded to that. I was like, since men are the ones that are violating, how about we create a curfew for men?
Yeah.
You guys can be at home at 8 o'clock. Since the streets are not safe. Since the streets are not safe with the men, so let ons gaan makiti, Such a ridiculous suggestion, but anyway.
What did Voshia say? Somebody is saying, okay, but I didn't see the other comment. Let's just move on. Damon Shandero, if you are fast like Frank, the paraparas won't catch you at the protest.
How many of us are fast like Frank?
But there's only one Frank.
The problem.
In all seriousness,
Hierso.
het jy hom kan maar weghardloop.
Ek gaan weghardloop. Ja.
Wishful thinking.
In all seriousness, I hope this uprising shakes the leadership's table and wakes up leaders. I fully stand by the Namibian sisters. Power to the people.
Thanks, Damien, for the support.
Ek het genoeg probleme in my huis. Ronnie Kananel, wat is reg gesê?
Ek het genoeg probleme in my huis.
What is the conversation?
He was replying to something I want to know. Routenen, ja? Build a special prison dat hulle mekaar daar gaan verkrag. But then we're not really rehabilitating anybody. That's
And
not
we're
the
not
point.
resolving the issue.
Yeah, it would be nice if we didn't have a need for prisons at all, if that's the kind of society that we lived in. But yeah, unfortunately, that is not. Joshua Hadula Tombo must be banned.
Finish it klaar.
Every time I see Tombo, I just think of coronary virus.
Coronary virus.
Coronary virus.
Erastus Senior Mdia. Where is the law in Namibia?
Klaar. Vraag is gevra. Where's the law? Klaar.
Yeah.
It's a statement in itself. I don't know what you still want. Yeah.
Jay Valerie Shido, so many resources were available during lockdown and curfews. All of a sudden, there are no vehicles available, and now in a week, we have multiple rapes and killings. This is awful.
Yeah. Have you guys noticed how children, it's like a weekly thing now. Children, rapes including children, and mentally challenged. It's
preying on the weak and defenseless.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bosia is saying, can we teach our kids that violence is not the answer? Please, let's fix the next generation.
Yeah.
True.
It's tricky. If we all band together and move in a direction where, then it might work. But you are also afraid to teach your kids non-violence in a violent world, where they would need to protect themselves one way or the other.
Yeah, you buy them tear gas and hope it works for the best. Pepper spray, sorry.
What is it?
Tear gas. Maria.
If I could buy tear gas, I would.
Pepper spray.
By the way, didn't you grab one of those canisters? I was thinking of Trevor Noah was talking about his mom who would go grab one of the canisters. It's like, yeah, there are cockroaches in the house.
They all come running out.
Oh, okay, guys. I think we have used up our time for this morning.
Yeah.
It's almost 10 o'clock.
Yeah, it was a long conversation.
Yes.
But it was a
much
necessary
needed one.
conversation.
The protests do continue. We're going to keep updating you on a daily basis. As
we're going to use that as, like we do the coronavirus update. We're going to update you guys on the daily protests.
Yeah.
And my appeal, wherever you are in Namibia, if the protests are coming to your town, and you can join, please do. I think there is power in numbers. That's the first thing. And I think this is the time when the nation should come together to try and tackle this evil. Because today it might seem like it's distant from your family, but tomorrow it comes closer to home. So
Very true.
Yeah.
Very true. Again, I've learned a lot today. I think in terms of conduct, again, and I think there's a lot of people out there who probably don't understand what it means to protest, the whole modalities around it. So please go out there, wherever you are, even in Okamatapati, Assembly.
Yeah. And if you don't have a protest in your town, try and organize one. That's also a way that you can also, just mobilize yourselves wherever you are. If you're in Omaruru, Usakos, Karibib, even the smaller towns that seem to be not. Don't wait. People in Windhoek are not going to do it for you. But you have a responsibility to yourself to do it. So I think if the youths can mobilize themselves in every single town and village and city, rural area, then really it will be very difficult to ignore us. Well, I'm not a youth, but you guys.
Hey,
Maar ek is
there's
saam met julle. Ek
There's
staan.
oud.
Ek is oud. Ek moet
Oh,
aanvaar.
Zali.
But I support what you guys are doing. Don't ever forget. So if you need me, ek is daar.
I am honestly looking for leadership from the top. I mean, it would be nice if it was the head of state, but somebody from within. Yeah, that's nonsense.
Los. There's a tragedy here.
Strategy.
Look,
Say it again.
Tragedy.
I've heard Bambusian say it that way as well.
Tragedy.
Yeah, but like, look, in your absence, somebody else is going to lead because the movement is not going to go away.
Yeah.
So I know you're not going to run for the next election, but we will remember. Yes, we will remember. So it's okay. You can just sit there.
History will remember.
Just sit there and be useless.
Hey! Wake up! As you journey through life towards your retirement goal, build your wealth with Elite Save. Earn 8.5% compound interest on your investment term, while choosing when and how you receive your interest returns. It's tailor-made to help you succeed. For more info, SMS Elite Save to 31844 and we will call you back. Underwritten by Trustco Life.
Weekday mornings from 6 to 9, Monday to Fridays.
The Morning Mix.
Sit by die joint, chill ek met 'n six-pack. Ek kry 'n call, aanno number, ek vra wie's dit. Hy sê, moenie worry oor wie's dit wat praat nie. Al wat jy moet weet is die game is flippend tragies. Ek sê, wag 'n bietjie, wag, wat meen jy tragies? Ek hoor nuwe snitte wat drop op die draadloos. Ek sien nuwe ouens wat nou in die straat loop. Hy onderbreek my, vra my, is jy seker? Ek so seker soos die suiker in my beker. Ek sê, wag 'n bietjie, hoekom klink